Well, you just talked to service members, and despite their incredible bravery and tremendous sacrifices, they don't ask for much, maybe an occasional thank you. November 11th, a few local veterans will get a life-changing thank you. From Cars for Heroes, Terry France and Chris Scheller here this morning. Thanks for stopping by, guys.
Wow, we enjoy it.
We always talk to you this time of year. It's always great. It's a tremendous organization that you started. And Terry, I want to ask you about that, about the roots of the organization and how your mission came to be. How did this get started?
Well, almost 20 years ago, we started by, I had a car lot, and we found some people that were struggling, just couldn't buy a car. And so we gave 6 cars away on the car lot. Yeah. And we called it Cars for Christmas. And over the years, that's grown to where we evolved into Cars for Heroes during the warm months and back to Christmas in the winter months.
There wasn't a veteran tie at that point?
Not at that point. Yeah. It was about 10 years ago that we started with the veterans when we were getting a lot of requests from them, so we just decided to start a second program. And of course, it's our biggest program right now. Everybody wants to help a veteran, so we get a lot better response. But we do that all during the warm months. It didn't make sense to go out on Cars for Christmas in July.
Right.
And so we just changed it over, and now we've helping about 300 vets a year with the cars.
Yeah,
so.
And this coming Tuesday, Veterans Day. Chris, how did you get involved with the organization?
I was kind of a volunteer deal. Terry had one of his golf tournaments, and he needed a little help on that, and he really didn't know how to run events. So I volunteered for that. Then I volunteered again the second year, and then I was locked in.
Then we worked him in full time.
You got him in.
Wouldn't let me leave.
Isn't that amazing how that works? Yeah, you just got tied in. Have you selected the recipients yet? On these, there's 2 events coming up on Tuesday.
Right.
Have they been selected yet?
We have not, and we're still looking for. We work as hard at finding a veteran. We really want to make sure the cars are not brand new cars. We make sure they're mechanically sound, and we spend a lot of time finding them, getting them, fixing them up. But we really spend as much time finding a good veteran. We want it to go to somebody that if we give them that car, they can change their own life. It's just a tool for them to go to the next level themselves.
Yeah, how do you find these veterans? And I know that our viewers out there there's still some time to nominate a veteran.
Absolutely.
Or if you're a veteran yourself.
Right, yeah, you can nominate yourself. A lot of times veterans are a little bit on the proud side, so they don't want to nominate themselves. So if you know of a vet that needs a hand, they can go right onto our website, which is carsforheroes.org, and put in the nomination, let us know, and we'll probably select them by about Monday, and on Tuesday we're going to surprise 2 veterans with cars.
A lot of these veterans have spent time overseas fighting in the wars of the last 14, 15 years. What is the need like, especially for transportation for veterans, for some of these guys that have put so much on the line?
Well, there's a big need. We get 15,000 requests a year and only give 300 cars away, so we couldn't possibly fulfill that. But yeah, a lot of them come back. They have big responsible jobs and running things in the war, and they come back and all of a sudden they can't get a job, they can't get to a job, and they just want a hand. They're not asking for a handout. They just want a hand so they can get their lives restarted. Yeah. And there's a lot. There's a big, huge need out there.
And you've shared stories with us in the past, and some of them you've shared with our viewers. Any that stand out now? Any stories that you want to share?
There's hundreds of them. Every veteran has a new story, and we found that we may talk to them in the initial interview, and they say, "Yeah, well, I served 12 years here and there and there," and then they stop. And then we start talking to find out what was the one guy still had a bullet in his spine and was wounded half a dozen times and stuff, and they just don't talk about it until we start talking to him.
He did like 16 tours or something.
16 tours,
yeah. And he didn't even mention any of the injury stuff or anything in his application.
He didn't put that in there. Yeah. They're a proud group. Let's talk about these 2 events that are coming up on Tuesday. The first one, where's the first event at?
Where's the first one?
We're going to be at the GI Forum on N Street.
We've got it right here on the screen. It just popped up. So
we're at 11 a.m. And we're going to surprise the first veteran there. We did an event with them last year. Got a real good turnout.
So at the American GI Forum, there's going to be one veteran that receives a car at this location.
Yeah, and they got like a full military service and everything they're going to do there with color guard and everything and full program.
Yeah, and then 6 o'clock that same night, you're going to move from the American GI Forum over to Ashley Ford.
Right.
Describe that event.
Zach Ashley has been a big supporter of ours for quite a few years now, and every year he's given us a couple cars, always on Veterans Day. which says a lot about Ashley Ford, that they want to help the veterans. But every year we count on Zach, and he gives us a car, and he's out there to shake their hand, thank them for their service, and we send them home with a car.
Yeah, Zach Ashley's been on the show before. He is a big supporter of the veterans. Okay, again, the website that people can go to, because there is still time for people to nominate
Definitely.
a veteran,
We're
or if
looking
you're a
for some
veteran
good ones.
yourself, cars4, the number 4, heroes.org is a website. Guys, thanks for coming on.
Hey,
Great to
thanks,
see you
and
again.
I know Mary's out there in TV land. We came to see you, Mary, so we'll catch you on the next trip.
That's so rude of her
I
just to
know.
leave the
Just
studio.
leave us.
The day you guys
For
come.
some Harley Davidsons.
Yeah, Terry, Chris, thanks for your time this
You
morning.
bet.
All right.